Good evening. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show, Red Pill Edition. My name is Leon Jones. And during this segment, I'm going to talk about where does the manosphere go from here? Where does the manosphere go from here? Now, when it comes to the manosphere, if you all don't know it by now, and I know a number of individuals do, because I've seen all types of footage put up regarding the manosphere in Atlanta. In fact, 1 week ago today, I was on my way down to Atlanta, and I participated in the manosphere. I participated as an individual who was a guest, and I was proud to participate. And in the long run, it was a success. First event planned. And again, shout out to brother Theo for putting the money up or financing the whole venue. Now, on my panel last night, brother Theo was on my panel, and I actually felt good with him on my panel because the brother is acknowledging me. He's going to allow me to speak next time. I would have spoken this time. However, I wasn't prepared to speak because I got in late. And I got in late because I drove 9 hours. And I live here in an area of over 100,000 people. It's called Lafayette, Indiana. So I drove down to Atlanta, Georgia. Now, I have been through Atlanta a few times, but I never stopped in a city. Now, there were a few kinks in the armor, and I'm going to repeat myself. Parking was a little high. In some cases, we had to pay for our own food. In some cases, we didn't. But overall, all the men that were down there, I know they got something out of the meeting. And I'm just going to reinforce this. There was no talk about politics. And the reason why there was no talk about politics, and I'm just giving you my point of view, the event was a networking event. Now, there was only one type of career that was actually taking place, and that was on Saturday. And for people who are interested in IT, I'm going to tell you all this. Do not give up. Don't procrastinate. Don't allow anybody to get you off of your focus, because you're going to have individuals that are going to do that. In the long run, I met some decent YouTubers. Now, I believe the next one is going to be better because of the organization. Now, let me just give you my experience on doing events. I'm a member of the Phi Psi fraternity. And I can tell you this, my own fraternity, and my fraternity is not a Divine Nine fraternity. The Divine Nine fraternities and sororities are in the Pan-Hellenic Council. Ours isn't, but ours is the 10th largest Black Greek organization. Started at a community college in 1965, just after I was born. But moving on, there's going to be a lot of buzz, about the Manosphere. There were some people that didn't believe it was going to take place. It did. Some people that didn't want it to take place. In fact, it's funny. There was a little girl, and I'm going to say this, a little girl who left a comment under one of my videos. And she was talking about pawpaws, a lot of us older guys. There were some younger guys. And she thought all of us were on Viagra. Use insulin. And that little girl, I forgot her name. You look under the second video. She tried to shame the brothers. But let me tell you this, at 56 years old, I am not on any Viagra. I don't have any problems with any insulin. I exercise every day. On that treadmill or jogging in place, 8 miles a day. It's been over an hour, and I love it. I stretch every day. And what I got, I still know how to work it. It's because I don't want to be somebody who is in a grocery store riding in a cart. I don't want to have a cane. There are people out there with bad posture. Yes, I know that some of the brothers, they were out of shape. Now that's up to them to get back into shape. But I'm not going to criticize some of them because they did something that some of the other brothers didn't do. They sacrificed their time and they made it to Atlanta, no matter how far it was. In fact, there were a number of individuals who lived down there in Atlanta who didn't make it. And shout out to Minister Jap and shout out to brother Sam Smith. They live in Chicago, which is 2 hours northwest of me. They made it. Again, I made it. You see, I'm going to say this. You're going to find out who's real based on their actions. Now, I know Brother Nate said like-minded people, and I agree with that. Now, I wish Brother Nate had, because I'm one of his panel guys, kind of acknowledged me a little bit more. No, I didn't help, but I was there. I know he enjoys the other brothers. I do too. But you got to look at the brothers who came. You got to look at the brothers who are on your team too. Never ever forget the brothers on your team. Now, and please, anybody out there, don't take this video out of context either. Because there's some of you that are going to use what I said, you're going to cause a ruckus. Don't do that. I'm just saying, where do we go from here as a team? Everybody on the team who came should be given little big ups or respect, because a lot of us made sacrifices. I mean, heck, if I wasn't serious about the Manosphere, I would have gone to work the next day. But I was serious about it. It was a good event. Certainly wasn't perfect. It's never going to be perfect. But the best thing about it is people were like-minded. Now, I can understand why Brother Theo and Brother Nate didn't want individuals who weren't like-minded. Because here on YouTube, individuals, particularly Black men who have a different point of view, can't deal with a different point of view. They don't understand what the word conservative means. Because a lot of Black men follow Black women. They're liberal. Liberals don't understand the real world. They're very emotional. Liberals are they have a defeatist attitude. You see, having a defeatist attitude won't get you anywhere. Being jealous won't get you anywhere. I will say this. From my perspective, and I told Brother Little Big Nate, I thought we were going to have 25 people. Again, I thought we were going to have 25 people. We didn't. And for the amount of guys we had, it was a good event. I mean, the nostalgia is still there. And we're going to go forward. I believe the next time it's going to be even more men. Why? Because they have a belief that what's inside the Manosphere works. Now, the next one is a year away. The tentative city is Houston, Texas. And by that time, we will see who's going to make it, because a number of individuals said they were coming to this one and they canceled at the last moment. The individuals that really wanted it bad enough didn't cancel. They made the sacrifices. And that being said, the side of the manosphere that I'm on, it's going to go far. It's going to go far because, brothers, even though we have our disagreements, we have commonalities in a few areas. That's building friendships, building networks, and the professionalism. No, everybody there wasn't a model. Everybody there wasn't buffed. Everybody there didn't have six-pack abs. Everybody there wasn't young. In fact, the majority of the individuals were in the 30s, 40s, and in the 50s. But you did have some young gentlemen there who were willing to learn. But in the end, the brothers that were there, they contributed. They may not have gotten on the stage like Brother Sir Tyson, shout out to him, like Obsidian, like Little Big Nate, like Minister Jap, like Theo, but they sacrificed what they could have been doing that weekend with time. And remember something about time. You can never get time back. The reason why you can't get time back is because time doesn't go backwards. What is a man? We have to be responsible for what we do, how we act. Now, I knew there was going to be some jealousy. There's going to be some pettiness, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with being critiqued. I was talking to Brother Theo on my panel last night. We talked about better equipment. Because I know what I used. It was amateur. I had a GoPro. I'm going to learn how to use it. I'm even going to learn how to use it to record better videos. But with all that being said, all the footage that you saw from me was unedited. And I wanted everybody to see what was going on. I wanted everybody to see who was there. I wanted everybody to know that that event took place. I don't care about the critics. Criticism is good. However, we can do better. But the individuals who criticized have a question. What are you guys going to do? Are you going to be able to take the criticism? Nobody's perfect. And I hope I know Alan Roger Curry, and shout out to him. He's been to some events. But I hope the guys on the left, they have an event. I'm looking for Reg the Bad Guy. Shout out to him. And one brother I'm going to acknowledge, and I've talked to him quite a bit on the phone. Shout out to brother Full Circle. Full Circle came Thursday night, and he was there Friday. I met him. He came from Las Vegas. Hoop Jargon came from California. And when brothers come from long distances, that means they're serious. Could be also curious to see what's going on. But in the end, when you look at where we're going now, we're looking at other cities, and we're looking for bigger events and better events. You see, one thing I can say, when you do something for the first time, and I told Brother Nate this and Brother Theo this, we're going to make mistakes. We do what we call, and I was in the Navy, it's called an AAR, an after action review. What we do with that report, we document what we could have done and what we didn't do. And then we implement it for the next event. I mean, events take place every day. Look at football games. They're not perfect. They happen. Look at cabarets. They're not perfect. Look at weddings. They're not perfect. There's always something that goes on behind the scenes. And when it comes to an event, a number of individuals really don't know how events are run because they've never run an event. Events take time, they take money, they take creativity, they take negotiating. I mean, you want to get a bang for your buck. But in the end, what I saw a group of brothers that want to move forward. I know a number of us have been talking about this meetup for last week. It's a good memory. And this footage is going to be around for a while. It's going to remind us what we did prior to the next event. And when the next event comes, we're going to probably sign a DGA, disclosure agreement. And that's okay. But overall, I want to see more brothers at an event like this. And I want to see this event change part of YouTube. Because one thing I know, the beefing doesn't work. It may give you clicks and views temporarily, but in the end, it's exhausting. Shout out to Mahogany and BMT again. In fact, they did their video. That inspired me to do my video when I was leaving for the Manosphere meetup. And finally, I just want to say this. Regardless of your politics, your ideologies, I want to see all brothers in this sector have an event, because it's well worth it. I want to see the brotherhood. And I'm going to say this about Black people. We're not monolithic. We have different thoughts. We have different ways we want to convey our points. But in the end, if you believe in something, don't let anybody stop you, but make sure that you plan it out first. And when I talk about plan it out, have something in front of you. I'll give you an example. If you're going to do an event, have a drawing of where you want all of your tables. Have a budget. And for people like me, instead of leaving on the day of the event, let me leave a day ahead. Because had I done that, I'd have been one of the speakers. I'd have felt a lot better as well. Because when I got down there after a 9-hour drive, I was tired. And when I came back home, I was tired after getting stuck in the mud in Cleveland, Tennessee. It happens. But nevertheless, I'm proud of what went on. Again, every brother should have a convention. I'm proud of what C Boogie did. The turnout wasn't what we had in Atlanta, but you know what? He did something. I can't knock anybody if they are working to make brothers and even sisters better people. This is why I don't worry about the detractors, because you're always going to have detractors. The detractors are never going to do anything. They're going to be where they are. They have a lot of time on their hands. You know, from what I heard, individuals were doing 13-hour live streams. Can you believe that? 13-hour live streams. These are individuals that don't have anything going on in their lives. They're not building businesses. They don't care about building. YouTube is their life. And you know, I only have 1,940 subscribers shooting for 2,000. I want my audience out there. Get me to 2,000. That's my next milestone. Get me to 2,000. And for you smaller YouTubers out there, let me know what your channel is. Spam your channel in my comment section. And when I do my lives, I'll put your channel out there. Because there were individuals who had channels and there were some who weren't content creators. But in the long run, if you believe that this Manosphere meetup was a success, walk with your head high. Don't let the naysayers break you down, because that's what they're going to try to do. A number of them can't destroy what happened, so they're going to go after you as far as your looks. They're going to go at you as far as your age. Shaming tactics. Ignore all the shaming tactics. And I'm going to be doing more and more content as well, not just live streams. Because this sector is going to get better. In fact, they're going to be brighter and newer faces up there. People like Jonathan Barronville, very smart guy. Bernard Riley was there. These names you're never going to forget. We all have ideas. Here's the difference. Are your ideas being heard because you want them to be heard, or are they not being heard? And here's the difference between success and non-success. Are you following through? You have a number of individuals out there who do a lot of talking. They don't do any walking. I always believe success takes time, it takes energy, it takes money. There are going to be times where the combination of the three is going to fail. You have to get back up and do it again. Rome wasn't built in a day. Cities weren't built in a day. But in the long run, what I'm saying, and Brother Theo contributed to it. Yes, Brother Theo contributed to the AWS training. He had a group of brothers confident that they can have a career where they can make a lot of money. And Brother Theo inspired me because I went doormat on my business. I've already created it. He and I talked last night. I just have to be better at marketing. And my business is quality control inspection services. I'm gonna start off small. It's gonna be a home inspection business. I'm gonna have the website, I have the logo, I have the marketing plan, I have the business plan, I have all that. Paid $1,300 to $1,500 to even get my logo trademark. Because if you look on my website, I have an R inscribed in a circle. And remember, something a trademark is only good for 10 years. I just renewed my trademark. Copyrights are good for at least 70 years, and that's for art. And there are a number of individuals in this space who are good with graphic arts. There is talent in the manosphere. And to build a community, we have to put the talents together. And I can understand now why you have to be like-minded. You can debate issues all day, but in the end, if nothing's happening, you're just wasting time. You want to be productive. And I saw production at the Manosphere meetup. And once again, I want to thank the speakers, and I want to thank all the brothers who came, because at the end of the day, the event was successful. And for us who participated in the event, we will never forget about the networking and the friendships and brotherhood that we shared. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're looking for some education, you check out my second channel, The Mind of STEM. And on that channel, I give you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. And I also have a Law Talk radio show channel. Now, listen, if you cannot find the 401 Talk Zone radio show or the Mind of STEM channel on YouTube, here's where you go. For the 401 Talk Zone radio show, you can go to Twitter, MeWe, and Parler, because that's where I put all of the social and political content. Now, as far as the Mind of STEM channel, you can check me out on Twitter, and you can check me out on LinkedIn, because at the end of the day, I'm going to leave you with this. Be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Always know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And for individuals who were detractors, I shout you out as well, because I do believe you mean well. So I don't have any disrespect towards you all. In fact, this video is not even about you all. And I'm going to say this: if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But the shoe fits, wear it. If you don't like the shoe, change it. And once again, thank you for listening to this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. I want you all to have a wonderful and gracious night. God bless you. I'm out.